Did y'all watch the debate? You didn't watch the debate? Did y'all sleep? Hi, baby. Hey, boo. Hey, Hormona Lisa. Hormona Lisa. Hi, niece. This is my niece, Hormona Lisa, honey. So y'all watched the debate, girl? What did you get? Did you gag, girl? Did you gag? You watched it, girl? Was it like, hey, King Lou? First of all, baby, I gagged. Well, I'm here at the house. I'm just here at the house. I was watching the debate. And I did Don Lemon show. Girl, when I tell you, I ain't even gonna tell y'all no lie. Like, for real, for real. Let me turn on some light, girl. Let me turn on some light in this bitch, girl. Mama, turn that light on over there. Then we gonna go.
Oh, you lying? I cut this off.
Yeah, I'm talking about the debate real quick. Because I went on Don Lemon show. Did you watch this? You was down in the room asleep, girl.
I fell asleep on something.
Girl.
No Tylenol, man.
You did. What time? What you call the people got to be here? They got to be here at 8.
So do I stay on here tonight?
I don't know, Mama.
You can sleep on here, then you get up and go when you afterwards.
I gotta get my nails done up in the morning. Turn the light on over there, Mama. Please. No, just saying. Yeah, I'm at my house. Yeah, it is, because they done what you call it. They did something with the air conditioning. They did the coils. They cleaned the coils and all that type of stuff. That was the guy told me he did today. But yeah, he cleaned the coils and all that kind of stuff today. Okay, so if y'all ask me who won the debate, if you watched the Don Lemon show that I was just on a little while ago,
Sound like they're saying that Trump won.
It's not that Trump won, Mama. It's just that
He know how to maneuver.
he don't know how to do nothing. He's still dumb. It's just it gave very much so that that Joe is 80.
Yeah.
It gave Joe is very 80, girl. Very 80. Girl, he's very 80 years old. Very 80. Very 90. Very girl. Very girl body resting.
Yo, that's it.
And he wasn't quick enough. You know what I'm saying? He needed to be quicker. Like, he wanted to be, like, quicker. He needed to be faster. And then, like, there was so many jabs that he did. Like, when I was sitting there watching it and I was taking notes, and I was like, well, girl, no, it's just like Trump was not answering any of the questions. I'm like, girl, why are you not answering any of the questions? Like, the girls are asking you the question, especially when he was talking about the border. So I was just like, okay, so we talking about the border, and when we talking about the illegal immigrants and stuff like that. Like, so, girl, how are you gonna get the illegal immigrants? How are you gonna do it? Like, how are you gonna get the illegal immigrants? Are you gonna bust in there while the children sleeping? Are you gonna round them all up? Because it was given very much so, very concentration camp to me. Like, listening to it, I was like, girl, this is given very concentration camp. Oh, we're gonna get them out. We're gonna get them immediately. We're gonna get them out of the country immediately. Like, girl, what the fuck? Okay. And then the child care question, like when they asked him the child care question, I was like, are you ever going to answer the question? Like, are you ever going to answer the question, girl? Then, you know, he said something about, they went to arguing back and forth about who was the better president and who
That's
this.
his main thing.
That's, yes, but see, mama,
That's
he
what his focus
he
is.
gonna grab people like that because, you know, that's what they want to debate about. You got to realize when a president inherits the job, he inherits the problems of the last president. And so he started talking about, I'm like, what are black jobs? What are black jobs? Like, what is that? What are black jobs?
He don't care for black people.
What are black jobs, girl? What's that? What is, you know? And then it was just like watching it. I just felt the spirit of division. Like everything was a division, was just division. He was just saying like, oh well, the immigrants are here taking the jobs from the blacks, and I was like, it was a lot of stuff going on. And then I just want to, yeah, he did want to say nigga job.
They let him back in. They gonna
Well, mama, listen.
It's gonna be what the Bible say. That's all I can say.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
No, stop.
I ain't got no more to say. You ain't gotta do
Don't
that,
stop.
boy. I heard
Just do that. They started talking about the Palestine and all that stuff, and it's just like, girl, it's just like Joe just wasn't on it. Just wasn't. But he what y'all expect? He 80, girl. Ooh. Oh my God. Thank you, babe. I mean, he's 80. So, like, what do you expect? The man is 80 years old. Like, hey, Google, how old is Joe Biden?
Joe Biden is 81 years old.
He's 81. Hey, Rock Trey, that's not true. Don't do that. Ooh, Rock Trey, I got to call you after this. Baby, I got to call you after this, honey. Damn, he 81. So if he get in there 4 years, he'll be 85, like 90 years old. Hey, hey, Google, how old is Donald Trump?
78 years old.
Well, damn, he ain't but 3 years younger. Damn, 78, 79, 80, 81. So he was 3 years older. You say Joe forgave everything but your student loans? You say we got to stop focusing on Trump, they age. But this is the gagging part. Now, when we talked about this on Don Lemon Show, they made really valid points on the show, but we too far in the game to try to rally and get another person, like another Democratic person, to like represent the party. You know what I'm saying? Like, we too far down. Like, we ain't. But how many months is it to November? But June, July, August, September, October, November. Girl, 5 months? Oh my God. Oh my God. We said we must find that voting is worse than not voting. Correct, because I'm still gonna vote for I just can't have. I'm just not going to participate in not using my vote, and just I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to go vote. I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to go vote, and I'm definitely not voting for Trump. Just like definitely not at all. And so I'm not going to just make it easy like that. They help him win. Mama, what is that right there? What that is? On top of the cabinet. What is that?
What are you talking about?
You don't see that right there on the cabinet? What that is?
I have no idea. Somebody that look like a stain.
Yeah, what is
I
that?
don't know. It may be a bug.
It
I
is.
don't know.
I'm definitely voted. I'm definitely voting blue. Yes, nobody talked about. I didn't see anybody talk about anything LBGTQIA. I didn't see anybody talk about anything Project 2025. Nothing. I didn't see. I didn't see any of those questions. And like the most important thing to me that I would love to have had them, talk about would have been Project 2025. That was the most. That's like the most important thing that I was. Yeah, I'm still for Joe. I mean, hold on.
What is that? Yeah, I don't know. It may be a bug.
Watch out, Mom.
Oh, it's a fly, a bug. It's a fly. That was a big fly.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, what is that?
Is this the old one you took off?
Yeah. Good.
You might as well sleep over there too. Because you don't get over here time enough to make miss the people.
I gotta wash some because I gotta wash some travel stuff.
You did, I dried that stuff you put in
Yeah.
here. It's already dried. But you should pack the night of.
Girl, Vanessa, you crazy. Talking about vote red, girl. You is crazy. Hey, Black Gay Weddings. The moderators were to moderate. But they didn't say, hey, Moniz. You say you got to go with Trump? Oh, my God. No, sister, no. Sister, you need to go and look. Okay, listen. Sister, please. Please, 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 please. Please go look up Project 2025. Sister, please. Before you make that statement and before you make that, please, sister, go look up. I implore you to go look up Project 2025. It ain't just about the faggots. Because I know a lot of people say, well, I ain't gay, I ain't trans. And it ain't just about that. It's about colored folk. It's about women. It's about anything that ain't white and Christian. Sister, please, please, I'm on my knees, on my big knees. Please, sister, go look up Project 2025. Go look at all this. Go look at the outlines and the plans for Project 2025. Please don't. Please don't make that mistake. Please. Even Joe is sleepy. No shade. Joe is sleepy, girl. Joe sleepy? He is. But please. Please. Please go look up Project 2025. Just read through it and just gag when you really see the things in there. Like, girl, I'm telling you, it's a gag. Oh my God, it's a gag. Well, I understand that. But sister, okay, let me add you. No. You gotta please, sister, please read it. Please. Oh my God. Don't let them people do this, please. Hey,
I've been,
babe.
hi, sister. I've been moving all day, so I look really
It's all
crusty.
right, child. I'm still trying to move over here in my house.
You look
Sister,
amazing.
please. Please don't do it. No.
Okay, I just want to say this really quickly before I unload this or before I go load this last U-Haul and take it to the house.
Okay.
I just want to say this. As a studying, not practicing, not barred law student, I didn't have a choice but to study Project 25, right? And so what I really want our people to do a better job at is understanding the difference between the president and the House and the Senate, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Because what a lot of us don't know is that a president doesn't have the power to do anything but veto, which is deny, or pass a law, right? But the House and the Senate have to duke it out first before the president says, I veto this, go back to the drawing board.
Right,
Or,
right.
okay,
Hmm.
y'all finally, fought to the death and I'm okay with this particular proposal, I'll pass it, right? The only other power a president has is to go to war. And so there are multiple Republican candidates, just like there are multiple Democratic candidates.
Hmm.
But it's like I compare it to the music industry, which you are very well versed in and you know as well,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And the comparison that I always make is this: we don't, you are a musician, you have an ear, you have talent. And so it's always going to be hard for you to readily accept these mumble rappers that come into the industry, whatever people want to call them, industry plants, whatever, right? Because you have an ear.
Hmm.
But if you're somebody that does what you do, you don't have a choice but to stay current on what is considered popular.
Right.
And so by the end of a week or two, all the songs you hate, you know all the words to, because that's all that's being force fed to you. There
Yeah,
are other candidates, right?
it
Both
is.
Democratic and Republic, but we only know of Sleepy Joe and the cheese nip with lips, right? That's all we know. And so when those are the candidates that we see, having these debates, well, mercy, I'm sorry. When those are the only candidates that we see having debates, we tend to forget that there are other candidates. We also tend to forget that we have to vote in the judges. We have to vote in, the DAs. We
Hmm.
have to vote
Hmm.
in the House. We have to vote in the Senate. We have to do that. And if you have a predominantly Democratic House and Senate, there's only so far a Republican president can go. Now, I cannot lie. The reason I'm going to vote Republican is because I have faith that those of us who have educated ourselves are going to vote in a predominantly blue or Democratic House or Senate. And I feel like at that point, no president can just pass Project 25. That has to
Well,
that has to be battled out between the House and the Senate. Trump can't just win the election and say, and now for Project 25. Like, it doesn't work that way.
I mean, I understand how it works, but
Right?
like, so
I
in
know
the
you do.
yeah, so in the local elections,
Hmm.
right? So have you went out and voted like in the local elections and
My
stuff?
prelims, yes, I did
So
that.
you voted. So you've already
I voted
voted all.
Democratic for the DAs. I voted Democratic for House. I voted Democratic for Senate. I voted Democratic for the mayor. I voted Democratic for everything that really is going to count. Where, in terms of where the legislation is actually fought for. But I do agree with Republican policies, and they're gonna chew my ass up for this. But I can't lie. I do agree with Republican policies on immigration, and I do agree with public policies on transgender rights for minors, not for grown-ups, but for minors. In
But see,
terms in terms of the hormonal, like children being allowed to say, "Oh, I want to hormonally transition right now," or "I want to have a gender reassignment right now at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12." I don't feel that that is a decision a minor child should be able to make. Now, an
I
adult, all for it.
yeah, I understand your viewpoint on that, but what people don't understand is like when just like if we use Zaya Wade as an example, because that was like a huge example that everybody.
Hmm. Hmm.
Zaya just said that I feel that I'm trans. I
Hmm.
don't think that they went to medically trying to change her medically. They just allowed
Hmm.
her to identify as trans, you
Hmm.
know. And here's what I think has what they've done. They've used us trans people as propaganda, and have tried to use us as fear mongers. With a lot of people saying like, well, trans in the bathroom and and the kids are being mutilated and when all of these things aren't really true,
Hmm.
trends in sports, and they've been running on that for the longest, which have made a lot of people be like, well, I feel, and it sounds bad the way that they make it sound bad, but when you really look at it and you break it down, like, you just can't take a kid and start giving a kid hormones. Like, you can't
Hmm.
start doing that.
Hmm.
Like, you can't do that. Like, and it has to go through doctors and parental consent and all that.
Mental health
Yeah,
counseling, all
all
of
of
that.
that is the same
Hmm.
way, like back when people used to get SRS surgeries and stuff like that. But my thing is, like, a lot of people are voting in those spaces because they feel like that they're gonna protect kids. Them people don't give a fuck about us, sister. They don't care about them kids who they putting on the pedestal and they want to protect. They don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a fuck about no black folks. I sat here and I watched this debate, and I watched that man say about immigration, and I hold on, I took notes. In my
I
notes,
love
I asked.
your dining room, just
Thank
FYI.
you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still working on my stuff here. This that's my son room
Cute.
over there, and my breakfast room. So I took notes, and on the notes I wrote when he said, I took notes when he said, I'm going to seek retribution as a president. See what Project 2025 does. If it's voted into the space, how they're trying to push it. That's right. It's Christian nationalism. If it's voted into space, how they're going to put it, it would give the president sole power, like a dictatorship. It
I
would
get
give him.
it.
We would never be able to get rid of this person,
Yeah,
like,
because
ever.
he wants to abolish Congress,
Yes.
the FBI. Like, I totally get it. And I saw somebody say, "Get her out of here." Trust me, I have to go. But I just know that my comments looked crazy, and we don't always have to agree. But I am definitely for my people.
Yeah.
I'm also bisexual,
Okay.
and I grew up in a Seventh Day Adventist home with a 10-time Grammy Award winning gospel singing father. I knew I liked girls in elementary, but I knew I couldn't come home and say that. So while people are chewing me up, understand that I'm also speaking from a space of being one of those people. I also am a mother. I know y'all don't like to acknowledge me as such, but I am raising a black boy, and my son is asked to have his nails painted. I don't care. We've gotten all the way to the nail salon and he's freaked out and changed his mind. My dad's going to be mad, and I've not pressured him one way or the other. All I've said is, I'll deal with your dad. If you want to get your nails painted, that doesn't make you whatever. And I'll leave you guys with this. When that um shooting happened in Orlando at that gay club. I can't remember the name of the
Post and
club.
post.
Pulse. I was in my first open lesbian relationship, and I came out on TV, but I didn't come out until I was 30. I've been with more women than I have been with men.
Oh.
And I say this confidently because my son knows that I love the shit out of him, and I would lay my life on the line without thinking or blinking twice. If I could have come home and said, "This is who I am," my son would not be here today. Know that. That's one. Two, I came out at 30 because I knew at that point I was in my fourth season of television. I had gotten out of debt, and I knew I would never have to go back home to my rich family.
Hmm.
I would never have to depend on them. So if they got mad and didn't support it, I was going to be okay either way. Three, when that situation at Pulse happened, my girlfriend at the time, who I was with for almost 4 years, lived together. The first relationship that I ever integrated my son into, at the time he was 6, almost 7, and he'd never met anyone that I had ever dated, ever, since he took his first breath January 8th, 2010. We were in the drive-thru at Wendy's leaving his game. She picked a flower. She was driving. She picked a flower for me from her driver's side in the drive-thru before we got to the window. She handed me the flower. My son was in the back seat. He said, "You can't give my mom that flower. She's not gay." And I said, I panicked. And I threw the flower, I'm not going to lie, threw the flower out of the passenger window. And I said, "Cameron, how do you know what gay is?" And he said, "That man killed all those people in Florida because they were gay." And I said, "How do you know that?" And he said, "I saw it on the news at Ma's house." Ma's what he calls his dad's mom. And I said, well, how do you feel about that? No, I said, well, what is gay? And he said, it's when boys like boys. And I said, it's when girls like girls too. And he said, oh, I didn't know that. I said, well, what if mommy liked a girl? And he said, okay, well, then you like a girl. And I said, well, I like AD. And he could not process, because she was so masculine in her exterior, appearance. He could not figure it out. He kept calling her a he. He kept saying she looks like Justin Bieber. He couldn't gauge it, right? And so I eventually broke it down to him in preferences. The way he likes to wear his basketball shorts and his Jordans, and the way sometimes mommy likes to wear her dresses and her makeup and her wigs, but then sometimes she likes to match you. Well, AD likes to wear the same things that you wear, and that's her preference. But just because she dresses like that doesn't make her a boy. That was his first lesson in homosexuality. And I said, you do know, Cameron, that no matter what you believe, what that man did was wrong. And he said, yeah, mom told me you're not supposed to hurt people just because they believe in God. At the time, this is a 6-year-old trying to relate to me that whether you're Christian, whether you're Jewish, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you look like a boy or girl, whatever, it's not okay to hurt people because that's their preference, right? And so I think of my son coming to me and saying, I'm gay. And I think of my son coming to me and saying, I think I'm a girl. I would support him, but there's no way I'm signing off on hormones. There's no way I'm signing off on having a gender reassignment right now. Now, I will support you through the mental health aspect. Let's go to counseling. I want you to fully understand what this is because you're only 14. Now, when you hit 21 and the world is going to changes every day. Now, when you get to that point and you still feel like that, I will hold your hand. I will pay for it. I will walk you through. I will love you. I will support you unconditionally. I will do all of that. What you choose to like or what you identify as will never change my love for you as a mother, ever. And I've told my son that. So when I say the things I say about certain legislations, I'm thinking as a black mom to a black boy, as a black bisexual woman who grew up in a traditionally conservative Christian home, who knows what it feels like to not be able to live in her truth, who knows that the greatest gift that changed my life, my son, I never would have had that had I been able to just be me. But God, I believe in God, makes no mistakes. So I just look at it from all sides, and I just want all of our people to do that. So I don't ever want anyone of any community to feel like, oh, I'm this or I'm that, or I'm not. And I feel like we don't get enough education. So
I,
I want to
I,
give you your flowers because you're great at it.
I don't think that we do get enough education, but I also know that the Republicans are all the things that you want protected as a black mom, as a black woman, as bisexual. They 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 don't have any of that under protection for us. They don't have it.
A Democratic House and Senate does. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If we're talking logistics and we're talking semantics, just let's remove our emotions and just deal with the facts. A blue House and a blue Senate, blue judges, blue DAs, but a red president, it's almost like balancing the scale.
No, and a red Supreme Court.
But we have to vote blue.
But the president appoints the Supreme Court.
Well, yes, that part. But see, by the time people get to the Supreme Court, they've gone through every state legislation, every city ordinance, there's a process, and you know that there's due process, and we don't always get due process. I'm aware of that as well, which is why I always, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm 37. Since I could vote, I've gone against what my family said was right. I've always voted for a Republican president. That is a fact. I've always voted for a Democratic House, a Democratic Senate, and a Democratic mayor.
But but what makes you want Trump though?
Um, again, again, I feel like I don't want to be attacked, but I don't like I don't like the immigration. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I've been passionate about that since I was in junior high.
But sister, listen, this was one of the things that he said, and I wrote it down as a note from watching the debate. I wanted to know when the moderators asked, how is he going to take care of the immigration situation? What is he going to do? To me, it sounded like a lot of he went around so many ways and never answered the question. But from what's being proposed, this is like going to be concentration camps. This is going to be the Holocaust all over again. With
Do you remember during the pandemic it was that already? You don't remember they when Trump first like went gung ho about the wall and they were separating the kids and the moms and the men, and they were in cages, and it was alleged that they weren't feeding them. And I want to know how many black people actually got up and went and looked at that, because I did. San Diego's only 2.5 hours from me, and it wasn't that. With my own two eyeballs, I can tell you it wasn't that. The intake, yes, was that. Because I went down there with supplies, I went down there with my own money, I went down there to tell myself and be honest with myself, if this is what they say it is, you're foul as fuck for voting the way that you vote. And I went there fully prepared to, I don't got to confess my iniquities to anybody but God. I went there fully prepared to take self-accountability, and it was not that. And I think agendas get pushed on both sides. Just like there
well,
are
I
industry
believe that.
politics, there are political politics. And I think that one always makes the other one look, and I think it's up to us to not just do our research, but to get in the field. Who got in the field?
Sister, I love you, but I ain't voting Trump. I can't
No,
do
and
it.
I don't think you should. I think you should vote for who you want.
Yeah, I can't
100%.
do it. You know what I'm saying? But and it's just like because especially me being black, like even though I'm trans and all, and I'm black and trans at the same time, and like me being black, knowing the things that I've read about how these people want to give power to the police to just be able without any repercussions to do whatever it is that they want to do. And then if this Project 2025 thing comes into fruition, then
It would be terrible. It would be
yes,
terrible.
it
It
would
would, and
be.
I'm not denying that. Multiple things can be true at once. I feel like Project 25 is some bullshit. 100 fucking percent. I don't negate that. I just have to have faith that people will educate themselves and vote properly, and that's it. I gotta go. But to the person who said it wasn't the border problem wasn't San Diego, it was Texas. It was both. And I don't live in Texas, and as you know, during the pandemic, you couldn't travel by plane like that. So I got in my car and drove the 3 hours. That's what I did. So I can only speak from what I did. I can't, and you might be right, in Texas, it might have been way worse. But I didn't see Texas. I saw the San Diego, California border. And I know what I saw, and I know what I experienced. I know what I donated. I know what I gave, and I never promoted that, y'all. I wasn't on live when I did that, and I go live for a lot of shit. I never tweeted about it. I never posted about it on my Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, none of that shit. I just did it, and I felt at peace with the way that I voted, and that was for me. Just like our good sis TS, Madison is gonna vote for who she wants to vote for. I will never love her any less. I will never not get on her lives and support. I will never not donate. I donate anonymously every time she goes. I will never not do those things. I will never not support anything she wants to do. We have a difference in opinion, and that is life. And y'all got to stop taking that as drama or clout chasing or this person wants to. No, everybody's different. No two people see eye to eye. That doesn't make it drama. We're individuals. and we can still love each other through the differences. And I feel like as a community, that's our fucking problem.
Yeah, that is. But when we really talk about politics and the way that government governs, all of us as a people, I, and I know that we never are all going to agree on all the same things. But it's just I just know that what I'm afraid for as a black person, like what I'm so afraid for as a black person, and I know that watching this debate and then knowing and living through the whole pandemic and all this stuff and watching how America was so divided, when we had this person in the office before, like America was so divided, it was so heavy. He gave so much energy, just his presence being there in the office gave so much energy to white people who were racist. It just gave it just empowered
Well,
white people.
they were always racist. We were always divided. The only thing Trump gave them, it wasn't something that they didn't already have. The only thing he gave them was the audacity to do it out loud. It wasn't anything that wasn't already going. And that's another thing that I had to sit with. Like,